saw 2 survivors trying to flip a boat loaded with drugs down for the United States, back over so they could stay in the fight. And potentially, given all the context we heard, of other narco-terrorist boats in the area coming to their aid to recover their cargo and recover those narco-terrorists.
I gotta say, not today, narco-terrorists. Tonight's red-hot video, that's Tom Cotton talking about the Trump administration's narco-terrorist strikes. These have sent Democrats and the fake news into a pro-drug smuggling spiral. This is now resulting, all of this came from a controversy, I think a fake controversy, over a September 2nd drug boat strike, dubbed the Double Tap hoax. Now, Admiral Frank Bradley and the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Dan Raisin Kane, briefed lawmakers over the operation on Capitol Hill today. Now, as you just saw, Arkansas Senator Tom Cotton laid out the exact lawful details of what he saw. Now, Terry, I'm struggling to figure out, as someone who loves the smell of dead narco-terrorists in the morning, is this good news? Or is this great news?
This is great news, obviously. And, you know, I do think it's funny. We just got done talking about January 6th and how bad the Democrats were at treating Americans and not giving them due process. And what do they want for these narco-terrorists? They want narco-terrorists to the due process. What about the grannies that got caught up in that riot on Capitol Hill? Like, it's
or the grandmas who are losing, or the grandmas who are losing their kids to fentanyl. I mean,
or the grandmas losing their kids to fentanyl. The grandmas praying outside of abortion clinics. Like, these guys are out of control. They don't like due process. They just like making arguments to win back power on TV. Let's not defend the narco-terrorists. Let's start defending the Americans and their families and their kids that have been losing their lives. I have friends that have been lost to this opioid epidemic and the fentanyl crisis. It's time to end these guys. Let's show them force and might and make sure they learn a lesson here.
I love that. And look, and Jason has been saying, oh, show us the evidence, show us the evidence. Now, Congress got to see the evidence. There was a Democrat who was in this hearing, Chris Coons, who was one of the Biden whisperers. He's from Delaware. He was in the briefing. He witnessed the same video. He had a little bit of a different response when he was asked what he saw in this video.
We also heard from Senator Cotton that the boat was flipped over and the survivors were trying to flip it back right side. Is that your understanding?
That's a fair characterization.
Was the strike after the survivors had climbed back in the boat? Or did they ever climb back in the boat?
It feels unclassified to me.
I'm trying to avoid making something unclassified that's currently classified to the best of my understanding.
Jason?
Yeah.
Are you still going to be defending the drug smugglers?
Well, I would not say what I'm doing is defending the drug smugglers. And first of all, let me extend my condolences to your friends who you've lost. I lost friends to the opioid crisis as well. And I would say, first of all, no fentanyl comes from Venezuela. So we know that. So the idea that they were trafficking the kind of fentanyl that kills people, it's just not coming from Venezuela. Now, the other thing is that those boats, as we know, are 2,700 miles away from the United States. And they would need to refuel about 20 times before they got here. And most of them are headed towards Trinidad and Tobago. So the idea that this was some major threat to the United States and to the homeland is just not founded. 2,700 miles is the distance from here in Washington, D.C. to Los Angeles. So they're literally not making it in that little boat. The other thing, lastly, Admiral Halsey was somebody who is, just retired early because he had questions about the legality of these strikes. And you saw that boat on fire. What are they going to do on that boat? Like, you're hanging on for dear life. And Judge Napolitano came on this very network and said that that's a war crime. Now, I would disagree that it's a war crime because first we need to be at war and you need to declare war. I would say it's just a murder. You have the duty, when you have survivors that are no longer a threat, to actually rescue them.
Information. Truth. Is freedom. Is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.